Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bisayo Otakiti, and today again I'm going to take us through another series of the venture management series. And the previous video I did was on types of venture capital financing, and I categorically stated that there are types and there are stages of venture capital financing. They seem very similar, but also very different. Very similar. That's an irony. It looks alike and it looks different. So today I would take us through the stages of venture capital financing. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. I'm just going to, in a nutshell, I'm going to tell us all the stages involved, what they do before now explaining, and I'll tell us the stages involved, their business activities, and their funding source. Basically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are about 7 stages of venture capital financing, and like I stated when I started, that is different from types of venture capital financing. Similar but also different. The first stage of venture capital financing is the pre-seed stage. The second stage is the seed stage. The third stage is the series A. The fourth stage is the series B. The fifth stage is the series C. The sixth stage is called the mezzanine finance and of financing. Then the last stage is called exit. All these stages have different business activities, and they are different funding sources, rather, not founding to funding sources. And I'm going to just run through each of their business activities and how they get their funding. I said the first one is pre-seed, and the business activity for pre-seed is what? To develop a business concept. If you can remember, or I'll drop the link in the description box below. We did a topic on business concept, business model, and business plan in new venture creation. So for the pre-seed stage, these are the business activities. One, to develop a concise business concept. Then you also have to work on any partnership agreements, maybe intellectual property right, or you want to or there are some legal issues and like that. So at the pre-seed stage, the business activity is what? Developing a business concept, working on any partnership agreement, then getting any patent or copyright if it's needed, then creating a pitch deck. Creating a pitch deck. At this stage, do you get funding from venture capitalists? Not in all cases. The kind of funds or sources that comes to you at this stage is your own money, and that's what we call personal savings, funds from family and friends. Then sometimes you get access to some micro venture capitalist funds. Micro venture capitalist fund. Then the second stage of financing is called the seed stage finance. The second stage is called the seed stage. The first one is pre-seed, then this is called the seed stage. And what are the business activities involved at the seed stage? One, you have to create a product or a prototype or of that service or a product. There must be something physical to see. If it's service, you must also show it. If it's a product, you must also show it. Then also at the seed stage, you get your business running. Your business have to start running. You have to do one or two things that people to know that this is an already existing business, or is a startup, but at least you have started doing one or two things. You are not waiting for fund to now start up all the process. No, that you have started getting one or two of the business elements together, and your management team, you are working on them. Then at the seed stage, then another business activity at the seed stage is fundraising. Now you are scouting out for funds from maybe friends and family, from angel investors, from early venture capital. So what are the sources of funding? Yourself, monies, personal savings, then friends and family loans from or money from friends and family, then angel investors, then early venture capital or early venture capitalists. Then after the seed stage we have the series A stage. And what are the business activities at the series A stage? One, researching into your industry and market development. Then secondly, at the series A stage, you have a proposal, a business plan, something that has documented all the elements that constitute your product or your service. Then another business activity at the series A stage is marketing and advertisement, creating awareness for the brand. It could be through media, it could be billboards, different means of creating, marketing that product and advertising, making it visible to the market or your target audience or customer. Then at the series 8 stage, you are generating income. Now you have to start looking up for people or startup funders that are going to help you out. Then also at the series A stage, planning to scale into new markets. You are planning to scale into new markets. Then what are the sources of fund at the series A stage? We have the accelerators, we have the super angels investors, then we have the venture capitalists. Then after series A, we have series B. And at the business activity for series B, what I mean by business activity, what are you expected to do at every stage? At the stage of series B, it means expanding customers' interest. You have customers, but you want them to know that this product has come to stay, and you want them to be maybe interested to buy it more, to get more of the product and like that. Then you are establishing a commercial viable product or service. Establishing a commercially viable product or service. It means at the series B, you already have a product that is already in market, that is fully established. You might now be looking out for ways to expand or reach a larger market. So at that series B, then scaling production, marketing and sales. You have increased your pace on marketing, you have increased your pace on advertisement, creating awareness. You have started to make profit because you are selling the product already. The product is already seen, or the service is already in use. Then what are the sources of funds at the series B? You have venture capitalists, then we have late stage venture capitalists. Then after the series B, we have the series C. And series C, you have what are the business activities? Building new product and services. You already have a product and people are asking for maybe another size or another color of the product. You want to build more, or you want to reach out to a larger audience. At the series C, we say series C and beyond, building new product and market, establishing a strong customer base, then acquiring other companies, establishing and building new products and market, establishing a strong customer base, then acquiring other companies. Because of the part of the world we are from, most times you cannot categorically say if some of these big companies are venture capitalist funded, and that's why I'm not making examples, because I'm not too sure. I'm still researching into some of these companies to know if they were venture capitalist funded or not. A good example of a company I have in mind is Big Cola. I'm not sure if it's owned by a group of people, or it is a corporation, or it is privately owned, and that is why I'm not making examples of it. There are a lot of examples, because I know when they came into the market, they started with the cola. After a while, they started with the one that has the yellowish color. Then they started with the one like lime. They call it lime and like that. And the lime product used to be my best of their products. It used to be my best of among their products. So series C, I said building new product and market, establishing a strong customer base, then acquiring other companies at this series stage. Before you can acquire a company, it means you're already established, it means you have grown, it means you are already making sales, making profit, you are already doing well before you can say you want to acquire new companies to support your own operation. Then what are the sources of fundings that are available? Late stage venture capitalists, private equity firm, then hedge funds, then you can also get funds from bank. Then the second to the last, which is not the least, is mezzanine financing. And at the point of mezzanine financing, it means you want to acquire, or you being acquired by another company, or remaining private, using, then you keep using venture capitalists to fund your growth. At the mezzanine stage, you have already gotten to the stage of maturity, and you have just two options. Is either to what exit, or you keep on looking for late venture capitalists or private equity firms or hedge funds from banks or other organizations to fund your business, because at that stage you are fully matured. And if you are not existing through public offer or any mergers and acquisition, then you have other means. Then you can decide to also remain private without going public. You can decide to remain private, then look for other people, other venture capitalists to fund, or other sources of funds, or to fund that business. An example of such is private equity, hedge funds, and like that. Then the last one, which is the exit stage. The exit stage, like I said, at the mezzanine stage, you are already matured, and two things can come. Is either you exit, or you look for other venture capitalists to fund your business, or you go through initial public offer, you go public. Then at this exit stage, there are different options. You could merge with another organization. You can outrightly sell out your shares of that company. A venture capitalist or another organization can buy you out. Then you can also make an initial public offer to go public, and you can decide also to stay private and looking out for more funds from other sources to fund your business. This is just a summary of everything I'm about to talk about. So quickly, let's get into what we have. We all know now that venture capitalist a venture capital is a pool of money by different people, or different investors, or multiple investors that have come together through a fund company or through an investment company to finance startup businesses with high growth potential or high potential growth, in an exchange for an investment in that company, or a stake or equity in that company. Venture capitalists also make it possible for promising entrepreneurs to have access to capital and to launch their business into the world or into the market. And sometimes, or most times, most of these entrepreneurs have little or no history of operating records, and the venture capitalists just come and bring them into the limelight, especially when they are successful. They make a whole lot of money, both the entrepreneur and the venture capitalist organization. Then if you want to be seen by a venture capital or a venture capitalist, don't mind me, because I use venture capital and venture capitalist interchangeably. It's not supposed to be so. It has to be venture capitalist. If you want a venture capitalist organization, a venture capital organization to see you or to look out for you, what are the things for you to consider? One, your product or services must have a high growth potential. It must have a high growth potential. Then secondly, you must have a strong management team. You must have a strong management team. You also know that venture capital, or venture capitalists rather, they are not just to bringing funds into your business. They help with their experience, they help with the management and some other things that they are bringing on board to help that product or services to the next level. So the last one is the uniqueness of the product or services you want to bring to the limelight. Don't forget that we said it has to be novel, it has to be unique. And we talked about the blue ocean strategy, that is is a strategy that you have no competition or competitors, that you have your own market space, your own market share, and like that. And that is what would actually sell the product or service or services. Then, like I said, we have the pre-stage, we have the seed, we have the pre-seed rather, we have the seed, we have the series A, we have the series B, we have the series C, we have the mezzanine, and we have the exit, about 6 or 7. So the pre-stage stage is when you build your product or services. You build a prototype rather, you build a prototype for your business or services so that you can have access to promising entrepreneur. And I said at this point, venture capitalists are not likely to fund your business at this stage. Your personal savings, friends from loans from friends and family, or money from friends and family are the kind of fund or sources of financing that helps you at the pre-seed stage. I said at the pre-seed stage you can also begin to develop a winning business model and a business plan for creating a viable product or service. Then what are the things for you to do at the pre-seed stage? One, you have to seek out guidance from people who have done that kind of things before, people who have experience, or people who are founders that have gone through that stage in which you are going into. Experience cannot be bought in the market. Only you can't buy it. So you have to reach out to such people so that they can share from their wealth of experience and guide you on the step-by-step process on how to go about it. And I said at this stage you also have to begin to develop your business model and your business plan so that you can create a viable product or a service. Also, you must also know that at this time that you have to iron out or hammer out or sort out any partnership agreement that you are involved in, whether copyright or any legal issues that are central to your success. Because if you don't do it at this point, if you now get to find a venture capitalist that wants to invest in your business and you still have a lot of issues that are especially law case or lawsuit that you need, then it will discourage the venture capitalist to invest into your business. So at the pre-seed stage, you must try to iron out or to resolve any partnership agreement, copyright, patent rights, or any other legal issues that are central to the success of that business or that product or service. Then also we know that at this stage that is personal savings, friends from loans from friends and family. Then sometimes you can get early stage funds from micro venture capitalists. Then the second stage is the seed stage, and at this stage your company now has a degree of experience and can demonstrate potential to develop into a vibrant company. But it doesn't end there. You now need a pitch deck to demonstrate to the venture capitalist that your idea is viable and it is a viable investment opportunity. Or at the seed stage too, you also have to be specific on market research, your business plan development, setting up a management team, and the product development. I also said that the goal at this stage is to secure enough funding to prove to future investors that you have the capacity to grow and to scale new heights, or to grow and to scale. Then oftentimes at the seed stage, venture capitalists participate in pitching in additional investment rounds at the same time to help you convey credibility to other likely investors. We said then any person from the venture capital firm likely will take a seat on the board to monitor the progress of operation and to ensure that all activities is done according to plan. Then also this stage could also be very risky, so this is possibly the most expensive funding stage, and you have to take that you have to take in terms of equity, and you need to give you need to give up to secure the investment. And what I mean is that at this stage is one of the most expensive stage. The seed stage is one of the most expensive stage, and you have to take in terms of equity, and you give up to secure the investment. That is the number of equity you want to give up so that you can secure their own funding. Are you giving up 50% or 20% or 30%? They want to know that at this stage, okay, I'm giving up 20% for $20 million on my investment. I'm giving up 30% of the stake on your investment. So you want to know at this stage. Then what are the sources of financing at this stage? Personal savings, friends and family. You can also get angel investors. Sometimes you can also get early venture capital. Then this Series A stage, the Series A stage is the first round of venture capital financing. Is usually the first round of venture capitalist or capital financing. Then at this stage, your company has usually completed its business plan. You already have a completed business plan, and you have a pitch deck, and you are emphasizing on the product market fit. Then at this stage, you are also owning that the product and the establishment of a customer base. You want more customer base, and you are also trying to ramp up the marketing and the advertisement so that you can demonstrate a consistent revenue flow, so that you can able to demonstrate a consistent revenue flow. At this stage, at the Series A stage, you must be able at every point to show a consistent revenue flow, and that you also need to demonstrate how you monetize your product in the long run or for the long run. What are the things to do at the Series 8 stage? One, you need to have a plan that will generate long-term profits. Then also you need to demonstrate how you monetize your product for the long run. I said that earlier on. Then who are the most common sources of fund at this stage? We have the accelerators, we have the super angel investors, we have the venture capitalists, we have corporate venture capital funds, then friends and family. Then the series at the Series B stage, now your company is now ready to scale heights. Your company is now ready to go into other product or to diversify or to expand. So at this stage of venture capital, at this stage of venture capital supports actual product manufacturing, marketing and sales operation, and you are likely going to need larger capital or investment at this stage. And I said for the Series B, they want to see actual performance and evidence of a commercially viable product or services to support future fundraising. Performance merits can also help at this stage. Then who are the likely investors or funds? What funds are you likely to get at this stage? One, venture capitalists, corporate venture capital fund. Then the last stage financing is also possible at the Series B. Then the last one is called Series C and beyond. We call it Series C and beyond. And at this stage, you are on a growth path already. Don't also forget the business life cycle. Every of this stage comes in in stages. Every of this part comes in stages. So at the Series C stage, you're already on the growth path, and you have achieved success and incremental funding over a period of time. Sometimes you have built new products, you have reached new markets, and you have even acquired other startups. But you also still need more funds for growth and expansion. Even at this stage, we say you are already producing and you have a consistent profit or profitability. You are producing and you have a consistent profit or profitability. The most common investors at this stage are late stage venture capital, private equity, hedge fund, banks, corporate venture capital funds, and others. Then the last stage, which is second to the last stage, not the last stage, the maintenance stage. The maintenance stage can also be called the bridge stage, and or it can also be called the pre-public stage, which means you are now a fully fledged viable business and you have reached your maturity. Now you need finance to support other major activities. You have reached the top, and at this stage, two things could happen. You can translate into liquidity events, or you can either go into exit or mergers and acquisition, or you can go public. I said at this stage, this is the final stage of the venture capital marks. At this stage, it is when the venture capital marks your transition into liquidity event. And I said at this stage you can either go into exit. It could be through mergers and acquisition, it could be through going public, initial public offer, it could be through management buyout, or many other exit strategy. We said many of the investors who have helped you reach this level of success will now likely choose to sell their shares and earn a significant return on their investment. And with the original investors leaving, it opens doors for late stage investors to come in, hoping to gain from the scale, or for you to go through initial public offer. Then the last one is going public, that is the initial public offer. And what do we mean by initial public offer? It means the process of taking your private company to become public, by offering corporate shares on the market or on the open market, and it is called initial public offer. Then how do we go public? To go public, you need some of these things, 4 things. 1, form an external public offering team of underwriters, lawyers, certified public accountant, and SEC experts, Security Exchange Commission, SEC expert. Then 2, compile all your financial performance information and project future operation. Then 3, have your financial statement audited by a third party who will also generate an opinion about the value of your public offering. Then finally, file your prospectus with the SEC and determine a specific date for going public. Then what are the benefits of going public? 1, if you go public, it means you can raise significant amounts of capital. Then secondly, secondary offering will enable you to generate additional funds, typically used to pay off original investors and early leadership team. Then 3, public stock can be more attractive as a part of executive compensation and as an employee benefit. Then lastly, mergers are easier because you can use public shares to acquire another company. I hope you enjoyed this series on the stages of venture capital financing. Please, if you have any question, please don't hesitate to drop it in the comment section below. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. God bless you.